I don't know. I don't know, you guys. I don't know where this company has gone wrong. I don't know how a show like Smackdown could be so fucking great for so long and then absolutely shit all over us for weeks now. Something major has taken place over there. Something has had to have happened because Smackdown tonight made absolutely no sense at all. Zero. And we are here to talk about all of that right here and right now, as pissed off as I am about everything, on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. Let's do this.
The Sledgehammer Wrestling Show.
You see that? You see that, everybody? I'm all screwed up so bad that I did the intro in reverse because SmackDown has pissed me off to no fucking end. And we're going to talk about all that here today. Hello and thank you so much for joining me, everybody. This is the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show right here on Sledgehammer TV, only available on YouTube.com. I am your host, Nick Nightmare. With me is the champ of microphones, Blue the Snowball, and we are absolutely furious with the way things are unfolding on SmackDown Live. It is an absolute travesty to the wrestling business that a match the caliber of John Cena versus Shinsuke Nakamura is being booked with absolutely zero behind it. Nothing. And what lays in wait for the winner of such an epic contest, for a dream match for some of us? Something that I wouldn't consider a prize. A match with Jinder Mahal? Yeah, obviously it's for the World Heavyweight Championship. That's their prize. But in the end, they're fighting to face Jinder Mahal. There's so much wrong with that. Jinder Mahal has been an absolute fucking waste. He's been a failure as a champion. His charisma has not gained. His in-ring talent has not gained. It doesn't matter if you put Khali or the midgets or anybody with him. He's a failure. This run has been a failure. This experiment with him has been a failure. That is the key word. Failed. And for you to want me to give two shits about the winner of this match facing Jinder Mahal, this match has zero impact. Because whoever wins this match is clearly going to just beat Jinder Mahal for the title at SummerSlam. And if they don't, then the WWE truly and completely has lost their mind and have their heads completely up their asses in this situation. I do not understand it. If you guys think you have a better grasp on it, please feel free to fill me in the comments below, because I just can't fucking figure it out. That is a Big Four pay-per-view type match, so at the very least it should have been booked for SummerSlam with some sort of with the same prize, with the winner facing the champion at the next SmackDown pay-per-view, or maybe even later on in the night at SummerSlam. Whoever wins between whoever the number one contender is. Do you guys remember that? Remember when there used to be a number one contender for a championship and that it used to mean something and we used to fight for things, and now things are just being thrown together for ratings? That's all I could think of. I know TV doesn't even really mean shit nowadays, and TV ratings can't really account for much anymore because everybody watches everything on the internet, YouTube, Netflix, Hulu, everything. So what do ratings really even matter? And especially as it pertains to a pay-per-view, with the network now, they're not making as much money on the pay-per-views as they used to, so they don't give a shit about the pay-per-views like they used to. They're phoning them in just like every single Monday and Tuesday night. Full disclosure, as we're talking about Monday night, we were not here last night for a Monday Night Raw review, and that's my bad. And it's not the show's fault. Monday Night Raw was actually pretty interesting. It wasn't great by any means, but it was pretty good up until the moment I fell asleep. It was not the fault of the show. I just fucking crashed for whatever reason. I have not finished watching the show yet, and if I do decide to do a review on it, I will definitely put it up. But we are here tonight to talk about the debacle that is known as SmackDown Live. Not only did this match infuriate me, the announcement of this match just made me absolutely cringe to the bone. We had the return of the Ayatollah of rock and roller, Chris Jericho. And we got this little bad boy in our Wrestle Crate that we opened just yesterday, almost in a very eerie foretelling of what was going to happen tonight as Chris Jericho made his return to SmackDown. And truthfully and honestly, I could really care less. He has not been gone long enough for me to really be like, oh wow, hey, look, it's Jericho back again. This should be interesting. And to insert him right back where he left off into a feud with Kevin Owens just makes it, it's very stereotypical WWE not knowing what to do with somebody the likes of Chris Jericho. How about we get Chris Jericho versus Shinsuke Nakamura? That would be fucking interesting. I don't want to sound like a mark for Nakamura that we're going to, be so pro Shinsuke as we usually are. It's just he is a one-of-a-kind, unique talent that needs to be handled in a completely different way than he's being handled on the main roster. If you want to know how to use Shinsuke Nakamura, just revert back to his seasons on NXT. Because he's a special talent. Much like Brock Lesnar. Not that he should be away for long periods of time, but we should not be seeing him in this many matches. Since his debut on the main roster, he's been in way too many matches. Everything is losing its specialness about Shinsuke Nakamura. And I think they're maybe sensing that, and they're rushing things. So we're getting this epic confrontation between two of the biggest faces of pro wrestling. And it's going to be for absolutely nothing in the end, except a world title shot. Now, I feel like I'm downplaying the world title thing, because I'm all about the championships, right? I love championships, but in this case, the World Heavyweight Championship has looked like dog shit because it's been around the waist of a jobber. It's been around the waist of an undeserving and unqualified athlete. It has nothing to do with anything about who the person is, what he looks like, where he comes from. It has to do with the fact that in the ring, he sucks. He's got about 3 moves, and none of them are impressive at all. On the mic, he sucks. His character is stale, and the gimmick is old and boring. He is one of multiple characters who are running around the WWE right now, bashing the United States, so that doesn't even make him original. So what the fuck is Jinder Mahal? Why is Jinder Mahal the champion and not Rusev? If Rusev was inserted into this scenario months ago, this would be a completely different and completely more believable situation. Because at the end of the tunnel for Cena or Nakamura would be the World Heavyweight Champion Rusev, who's been on a tear of domination for the last however fucking long we've had to deal with Jinder Mahal. It feels like fucking forever. So I don't really know exactly how long it's been, and hopefully SummerSlam will be the end-all be-all on this Jinder Mahal bullshit, which just needs to come to a fucking end. The rest of the show tonight is almost a non-factor. And I'm so beside myself between the Cena Shinsuke thing and what went down with the United States Championship. Now, again, I'm an AJ guy. I love me some AJ Styles. I also love Kevin Owens. I'm very high on both talents. So I don't care really in the end which guy is holding it. What I care about is the way the title is being used and flip-flopped back and forth, just like we complained about with the women's title. How could we have the title change hands 3 times in the last 2 weeks? It's a disgrace. There is no defending it. There is no other way around it. If this was your end game, there was no reason for Kevin Owens to win the championship back on Sunday. Why? To have Chris Jericho cost him the title? by inserting himself into his match, a match that he didn't even want to have in the first place. So enter Shane McMahon to force him to fight. So is that going to be something we see down the line? Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens? I don't want to see Shane McMahon in the ring. I made that perfectly clear when we were talking about the possibility of Brock Lesnar versus Shane McMahon for WrestleMania. It's not a direction I need to see. It's nothing that I want them to do. And the constant misuse of all these superstars is truly making me start to question the sanity of this company. I don't care who's in charge. I don't care if it's Road Dogg or Vince or Michael Hayes or Ryan Ward or Vince McMahon his fucking self. Somebody's got to go. Or somebody needs to be brought in and given the reins, not the Roman Reigns, the reins of the show, and get this show back on track. Look how well this show was doing post-brand split. How did we get here? Where we're booking nonsensically, we're wasting guys like Rusev. Randy Orton wasn't on the show tonight, to at least to my knowledge. I don't remember fucking seeing him. Maybe I fell asleep again for a few minutes. What the hell do I know? What they're doing with the women's title, who the fuck knows? You know, I don't mind Natty in the position. She's definitely deserving of it, and their little back and forth between her and Naomi tonight was okay. It was interesting, but at the end of the day, I just want to get there with this. Like, something about this match just makes me want them to get it over with, because I don't believe they're going to allow Natalya to win at SummerSlam, and that they're going to move Naomi on to her next feud following that. Probably a possible cash-in by Carmella just to make it, since they're rushing everything, why not just do that and get it over with at SummerSlam? Have her have a knockdown, drag-em-out match with Natalya, really put her on the ropes, and then after she gets the hard-fought win, Carmella comes out, smashes her with the briefcase, cashes it in, 1, 2, 3, we have a new SmackDown Women's Champion. And then they can go a whole nother new direction, because that's what they seem to be doing nowadays. Every single week we're changing direction. We had a rematch between Shinsuke and Baron Corbin for some fucking reason. We just seen them fight 2 nights ago. It ended in a disqualification. There was no need for this match tonight, especially if your plan for Shinsuke was to fight John Cena next week. What was the point of him fighting Baron Corbin tonight? What should have happened is he should have gotten the win at the pay-per-view. The clean win over your Money in the Bank contender. Okay? Now you come to Tuesday, and you could have done the exact same angle, and it would have made a little more sense. Daniel Bryan could have said, alright, John Cena, you won at Battleground. Shinsuke also won at Battleground. So the two of yous will go one-on-one at SummerSlam. And the winner of that match will get a shot at the United States Champion. Or the World Heavyweight Champion. See, I'm all fucked up because I'm all there. It got me in that pissed mode. And I hate being in this mode. Because it makes me come off like a jerk off, and I know it makes me maybe even sound like I'm nitpicking, but the bottom line is, this is all wrong. This is all very, very wrong. AJ Styles having the United States Championship does not bother me. The way that they're flip-flopping it does. It was unnecessary. I feel like the only reason it was done was because Jericho was coming back tonight, so we needed to have a title on Kevin Owens to make him further his feud with that. Do we really need to add more fuel to the fire between Jericho and Owens? It was apparent to me from the start of the match there was no more fire needed. These guys have established that they hated each other. We didn't need to extend it or make it stronger. Or I don't know what the fuck the point was. SmackDown tonight was an absolute disaster. Coming off the heels of one of the most disastrous pay-per-views I've ever seen. I just don't understand where we're going. The one moment of the night that I will say I somewhat enjoyed was the tag team matchup between Sami Zayn and Ty Dillinger versus Aiden English and Mike Kanellis. I just thought that this match was good, considering the fact that I was just not really feeling it, and they were already pissing me off with the fact that we had the Shinsuke rematch, and then you had the women's tag team match, which was just I don't want to say a train wreck, but Lana's not as good as everybody's saying. I don't understand why I keep hearing that Lana's so great, and then I watch her in the ring, and she looks like she needs a whole lot more work. And then you lead that into the fact that we're still doing this thing with Tamina, right? So Lana comes and tags herself into the match, walks into a big boot by Charlotte and ends up getting pinned, and loses the match for her team. And Tamina is furious about this, starts yelling at Lana, telling her let's go, like she's the boss of Lana. And I don't understand what the fuck is going on. Why are we using Lana at all right now in this capacity? Lana should be with Rusev, and they should be doing their thing, because it's obvious that they don't know what to do with Rusev without her. And they don't know what they're doing with her without Rusev. So let's just end this, call a spade, and put her where she belongs. Alright, your little gimmick with Emma didn't work. You didn't have to throw it on somebody else and try to get it over that way, because it's just not, I don't mind the song, her songs are right, but the whole thing just does nothing for me. I'd rather see her being the scary Russian dominatrix that she used to come off as being. And I wasn't a big fan of Lana in that incarnation. I didn't like the bun head that she used to wear and those weird dress suits that made her body look strange to me. I know to most of you, you're going to think I'm fucking nuts, but it took me a while to come around on Lana just as a manager alone. And I just don't think it's going to work out in the ring for the Ravishing Russian. It's not doing it for me. I don't think it's doing it for most of you either. If I'm wrong and you think I'm wrong, you let me know. You're free to voice your opinion in the comments below, as always, here on the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. And where are we going with that? Who knows? Who the hell knows? And at this point, who cares? We had the New Day was going to come out and probably say some shit, and they got jumped by the Usos, so that's going to keep going. They don't have any other tag teams to play with, so what else were they going to do? I don't understand. And I didn't see anything with the Fashion Police. Did anybody else? Let me know if I missed that, because I'll have to go back and rewatch the show, because I was very much looking forward to finding out anything about what happened to Fandango, and maybe I just missed it. Maybe it wasn't there. And if it wasn't there, what the hell, man? What the hell? How can you drop such a big storyline and then not even take a tiptoe towards some new information? Where was Tyler Breeze? What happened? Well, maybe it was me. Again, maybe I fell asleep. What the hell do I know? If I'm missing something, please fill me in, because I don't remember seeing it. And that's a goddamn shame. That's the one thing I look forward to the most, and the one best part of the whole fucking pay-per-view on Sunday, and you don't follow it up with something? Horrible. Fucking horrible. The whole entire show, right up from the top all the way down to the bottom, really was nothing. It was nothing but an example and exhibit A on how terrible the decision making in the WWE has been as of late. I just cannot see the logic in any of the decisions in all of the bookings, especially as pertaining to the two titles. Nothing makes sense, you guys. And when something does not make sense, it makes me crazy. It makes me absolutely furious. Because I love this company. And I love wrestling. And what the WWE is doing right now, you guys, that's not wrestling. This is not wrestling. Complaining about a dream match. Who the fuck am I to complain about them putting on such a big match on Smackdown Live? I've been a member of the universe for longer than most of you have been alive. So I think my opinion, at least I know it counts to me. Hopefully it counts to you guys, because I don't want to feel like a man on an island to himself. This is crazy, isn't it? Am I wrong? Then you see people on social media, oh, all you guys complaining, just sit back and enjoy the show. I wish I could. I really, really do. But, and please, nobody take offense to this, because I don't mean this in a negative way against anybody that watches wrestling. Because if you're a fan of pro wrestling, I love you, and you're welcome here on this show. But I don't watch wrestling like a normal fan watches wrestling. It's been a sick, twisted obsession of mine for as long as I could remember. All I've ever wanted to do is be part of the business, so I study it. I watch it with eyes intent on educating myself on how the product works. And I've seen how the product works. I've seen how good it works. I've seen how it's supposed to work. I've seen the various different types of models in which it can work. There is no one way to do anything. There's many ways to do things. We had ECW. We had WCW who was doing things right for a while. And it's a constant flow. Wrestling's always supposed to be changing, and it feels like wrestling hasn't changed in the last 15 years. What is synonymous with that? Well, we had the rise of John Cena. And we had an aging Vince McMahon who just seems to be afraid to go away from his cash cow and try to push anybody else that could make him $1. It's been proven countless times. That's why we don't have guys like Punk around. That's why Daniel Bryan was not highlighted. Because they were not viewed in the same light as a John Cena or a Rock or a Hulk Hogan or a Roman Reigns. Like, these were the guys that Vince sees money in. Where he has a whole roster available to him that would make him so much cash if he would just use them correctly. Even Ty Dillinger, yeah, he got a win in his tag match with Sami Zayn tonight. But he's been grossly underutilized. This guy has been instrumental in making 90% of the NXT roster look so great and have the WWE want them for the main show. And Ty's finally gotten his call up after over 10 years of being down in developmental. And I've seen him wrestle classics with guys like Tyler Breeze. Again, another example of SmackDown talent being grossly underutilized. Ty Dillinger, Fandango, Tyler Breeze, Chad Gable. That's just 4 of the best technically sound mat wrestlers you have on the roster. You take those 4, put them in a fatal 4-way for something like the United States Championship, people are going to give a shit. You put in AJ Styles versus Kevin Owens over and over again, nobody's going to give a shit. You're giving it too much. No matter what third party or fourth party you throw in there, how many times are we going to see these two tango? It's the same as what's kind of going on Raw. At least we have the little bit of newness in the form of Samoa Joe inserted into this equation of Roman and Strowman and Brock. So it has a somewhat fresh feeling, but at the same time, it's still Roman versus Strowman. So that same exact thing is happening here with AJ and Kevin Owens. And why call him the face of America if you're not going to let him hold on to the United States Championship throughout the whole time he's calling himself the face of America? And as soon as he loses the title, he should no longer be calling himself the face of America. He looks like a fucking buffoon. And then he wins the title back. He's the face of America again, only to lose it 2 days later due to Chris Jericho's involvement in a triple threat. And now we're back at square one. AJ's the champ. KO is not. Are we just going to have this match again at SummerSlam? I don't understand it. Everything sucks tonight. And if you think this show was fucking great because of that announcement, or you think, I mean, yes, the triple threat match, the match itself was excellent. It was far, far better than anything we seen Sunday night. Anything. Anything we've seen Monday night. Anything we've seen actually for the last 2 weeks. This match was fucking great. But to have AJ come out with it at the end and play this hot potato with the U.S. title now, it just makes me sick. It makes me sick, and it makes me not enjoy the thing I love the most. And my over-diagnostic eyes turns me into this nitpicky fan that some of you guys might not like. Some of you guys, may enjoy me when I'm my more fun, jovial self. But in order for that to happen, they have to give me something to be happy about. And the WWE has not done that in quite some time. SmackDown, thumbs down. Never mind, SmackDown. Whoever wrote this script for this show and planned all of these things that are to come is the only person that should be getting smacked down. That's for sure. They should be getting smacked down repeatedly, live, on the WWE Network. SmackDown Live. The fucking guy who's been ruining the Blue brand. Stream it live on the network. It will be the best thing you've put on TV in years, probably. Throw in the guy that's writing Raw too, because everybody needs a good fucking lashing. Everybody needs a good beat down. Or it's time to clean house. Because the current staff of people, and these are people that have been there for probably way too long as it is. It's time. It's time. It's time for Vince to go home and be a fucking grandpa and let his kids fucking take the reins and do what they gotta do. Give Triple H the chair, because he will turn the WWE into NXT. And that is the greatest thing that could ever happen. And then NXT will evolve even further. It'll become something even greater than it is now. Because they will have to compete with something way above the current level of NXT. As soon as he gets that chair, and he knows it. He fucking knows it. You gotta get rid of Kevin Dunn. You gotta get rid of Michael Hayes. These guys are relics of the past. Road Dogg, I love Road Dogg as a talent. I'm a big fan of his. And, I have nothing but respect for him. Cleaning up his life, getting back into the company. Fantastic. Kudos to you. But if you fucking wrote any of this, or you stamped your approval on any of this without voicing any type of opinion in an adverse way to maybe say, hey, maybe we should do something a little different, then bro, you don't know what you're doing either, bro. And it pains me to say that, because I was giving you a lot of the credit for when SmackDown was on the up. And now that it's hitting fucking rock bottom, no pun intended, and I don't know how much more I could take. I can't stop myself from watching. It's an insane addiction. I have to put it on. And then I sit there for 2 hours or sometimes 3 hours or more. And they make me just... Why? Why? Free television. WrestleMania match. WrestleMania quality match. Next Tuesday on SmackDown Live. And if I don't fall asleep, we will be here to bring you what we think about everything they bring to us next Tuesday as well. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Sorry once again we didn't do anything last night, but sometimes the body's got to do what the body's got to do. And if you need to sleep, your body's going to make you sleep. There's no two bones about it. No one bone about it. Doesn't matter how many bones. There's no bones about it. You're going to fucking fall asleep. Thank you again for watching. This fucking show is over. I am hoping that it's not going to be too negatively received. I know there are a lot of people who are going to be hyped about this and are going to be excited and are going to probably say this was a great show. But look back at it again and analyze it a little bit and think with a creative brain, and like if you were trying to write the show and you were trying to go down a certain path, these were not the things to be doing. I am Nick Nightmare. This is the undisputed champion of microphones, Blue the Snowball. Thanking you once again for joining us here tonight. Don't forget to check out everything else on the channel. There is the Battleground worst pay-per-view of the year so far. We reviewed that. We got the Wrestle Crate that we got just yesterday. The unboxing is live on the channel right now, showing you that Chris Jericho pop plus all the other great shit. An epic autograph. You should tune in to check out who I got. And pretty much anything else you want to watch. anything wrestling related, it's all here. Peruse to your heart's content and click, click, click away. And as you're watching, just as I'd like you to do right now, don't forget to bang, bang, bang with those thumbs, man. Hit that thumbs up, hit that like button for me. It's somewhere around here. I think it's probably about here somewhere. And I want you guys to hit that little thumb. And if you are not a member of the club, the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show family is always accepting new members. All you have to do is hit that subscribe button and the little tiny bell that's right next to it. This way you will know each and every time we upload a brand new video for you to enjoy. Thank you so much for being here, and we are out of here. And thank you for watching the Sledgehammer Wrestling Show. We will see you next time. Have a good one, guys. We'll try to, because I'll probably have nightmares now because of SmackDown. But you guys try to have a good one.